It's time to do some random questions, people. I clicked go live exactly at 3, and somebody's in my chat saying so late, so late. What? I clicked it exactly at 3. I always click it on the exact time. So I guess that's probably the slight delay it takes to get on. So it's time to go. Now if I look at my Facebook, I am already seeing some photos here sent in by, let's see, should I research how to copy the image? So parents, students, I am doing questions. If you want me to do your question, you can let your parents send it to my Facebook page, Q Spring on Facebook, and I would be looking at all the questions I can. Let's see if my pencil is ready to go. So I have never done these questions before. At least I don't know. They're random questions that people send in, and you'll get to see how I brainstorm the question and my approach for each question, what is sticking. I'll try to talk and go through it, right? So a taxi service, hold on. A taxi service charges a base fare of $50 per kilometer. So I'm already looking at some kind of rate for the first 3 kilometers. Okay, and an additional $12. So an additional $12, I'm already thinking to add 50 and 12 together to get what this additional fare is. So $62 per kilometer beyond that. And yep, sure, right, the passenger is taking 9 kilometers and has a budget of 300. So if they take, and is the budget enough? Is the budget enough? Sure, you're working, right? So 9 kilometers equal, for the first 3 kilometers, 3 times 50, and 9 minus 3 is 6, so plus 6 times 62. So let's see, 3 times 50. Now these will come from, I'm sure, from different practice tests and questions that teachers make up. So y'all could go ahead and answer them before me. As I said, you'll see tough questions here, right? So some of them may feel a little beyond the actual level of the exam. So 6 2s are 12 and 6 6s are 36. So 372 is what I'm looking at. Hold on. This person can't pay this. What's going on here? An additional $12 per kilometer. All right. So I think I overthought this. I think I'm thinking that they do additional $12 on the $50. But I feel this question just wants an additional $12 per kilometer. So they probably shouldn't have said an additional. They should have just said and $12 per kilometer beyond that. The additional here is confusing. So I'm sensing that's what the question wants. Right? So there's a little wording discrepancy here. In maths, you try to make it so that your question is without fault, like that. So I think I didn't make up the question. And these are requested questions done from what person sent in on Facebook right now. So I'm feeling that they just want me to do 12. What do you all think? I think they just want me to do 12 here. I'm sensing that. So I think it's 6 times 12, which is just 72. So I feel that's what they want. Parent, I think that's what they want. So I'm just going to add the 150 and the 72. And I'll get 222. So 222. Would the budget of 300 be enough? The budget is enough. Now, if they wanted it the initial way, which is how the question is looking, that's my initial interpretation. The taxi service charges a base fare of $50 per kilometer for the first 2 kilometers and an additional $12 per kilometer. So but I'm feeling the wording is enough to suggest that this is the method that they want, but a student could easily interpret it this way. All right, what is budget of? All right, what's next? Let's go on. So I'm checking my Facebook page here. That was sent in by Shivani, Dana Hussein. Shivani, that's your question. I'm seeing one by Ave. So let's see what Ave. I'll try and send the question snip properly and not upside down. This is the same mail you'll be sending in the homework on the student tab upside down. I'll have the teacher spinning the work. Yeah, imagine you're correcting an assignment and you're correcting the assignment sideways and upside down and thing. Whole laptop had to flip around and they get an iPad to correct assignments, all kind of thing. Rectangle PQRS is the But so this is a clear SEA style question. This can come for SEA. Calculate the area of the unshaded. Now, the key thing here is to remember they want unshaded. So there's a key situation here that we're looking for unshaded, not shaded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, what I want to say? 7 unshaded. So unshaded is equal to 7 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shaded. Yeah. Is divided into 12 equal parts. So I can say that this is 7/12 of the area If it's what the area they want. Calculate the area of the unshaded region. What is the area? The area is length by width, which is 720 times 240. 720 times 240. So some sizable numbers here as far as SEA would be concerned. So 720 times 240. I'll just do 74 times 24 and I'll add on the 2 zeros afterwards, right? 4 2s are 8, 4 7s are 28. 2 by 2 is 4. So we're looking at 144, 0, and 8, 12, 1, 7, 1. Remember, I wanted to add only 2 zeros afterwards. 1, 2, 0 will end up getting added on. So the area is 172,800. That's the area. So 7/12 of that is what I'm looking for. 7/12 times 172,800. Hold on. I missed an opportunity here. Instead of working out this whole area, I could have just done, let me do it like that. 720 times 240. Wait, what do I want the answer in? Calculate the area of the unshaded rectangle. Now you have to be careful. If they wanted it in meters squared, it would be slightly different. I think they wanted it in cm squared. All right, let me just make sure they're behaving in the chat. Banning time. The ban hammer is needed. The ban hammer has come. All right. The Sahara does. Yeah, so most likely you're in same squared. So what I'm saying, I missed the opportunity to just not work out the area and just do the 720. Was it 720 multiplied by 240? 720 multiplied by 240 like this. Missed a golden opportunity there. And I can say 12 into this. 12 into this is just 60. That made my life easier. So so then I can do 240 times 60. Because I want 7/12, right? 240 times 60, 6 zeros, 6 4s, 24 again, put the 2 there, 6 2s are 12, 144. Then I just need to multiply this by 7, and I should be cooking now. It sounds a little suspicious, I'll have to double check it. 0, 8, 2, 30, 7 1s, 1 0. 10080. Anybody get this? So 10080, which is also supposed to be 7/12 of this area here. 10,080. Yeah, it sounds fair. 10,080 centimeters. So that's how you do that question. That is how you do that question. Next Facebook question. Now, I have no solutions. I have no teacher double checking me here. So if by chance I make any weird mistakes or anything like that, I'll just write it in the chat afterwards. I know it's right before SEA. I'm doing tough questions, requested questions. Maybe you came across a question in a worksheet and you want to find out how I would approach it. I'm just tackling them here. Let's go double check and make sure I'm not missing any zeros. 10,000. Yes, I'm not missing any zeros. 720 by 240. 00. I am missing a 0. I am missing a 0. I am missing a 0. Because I was missing a 0 here, right? So this is actually 107,280. So I missed a 0 here. So my answer is 100,880. So yeah, let me double check this question again fully. This is the area. There's 2 ways to do it. I paused the first way that I was doing it because I spotted a faster way. You can get the area and then it's 7/12 of the area. The thing that makes this question hard is that you use large numbers and lots of zeros. So when you multiply 72 by 24, you got 1728, and you add 2 zeros back, you get 172800. So 172,800. And then I want 7/12 of that. So 7/12 of that is 100,800, it seems like. So the faster way to do it would have been to just leave the 720 times 240, 12 into 72, 60 by 7. 60 by 240 is 1440. 6 4 is 24, 214, yes. And then I just need to multiply this by 7. Yes. Good. GG's, everybody. When you finish a question, like, all right, GG's. That's for the non-gamers. That means good game. This was the paper we did earlier. We did a speed run earlier about an hour ago. Let me just bust out of that. So yes, up next we have, I loaded the question for up next. Up next we have sent in by Lizanne. This question, Lizanne, I can't really see the question good. So let me see. Please don't send messages on Facebook. Just send it in the post. I've seen a lot of messages popping up on my Facebook. They're going to have the admin so confused. Rectangular pieces of wood measure 1 meter by 10 centimeters. Smith wants a fence one side of his lawn with a wooden fence. What kind of complicated line and pole question is this, boy? The side of the lawn to be fenced is 15 meters, right? There's a gate at the position shown. So what that gate had to do with anything? They give the length of the gate. The gate is extra pieces of information that shouldn't be there. Hold on, something bubbling on my yeah, so this question looking way too complex. This is the question I was talking about. I saw a question when I was searching just now. This question looking not SEA-esque. I see so 4 marks, but it's just much going on. Why am I getting a beeping noise? What is that? Oh, is that my Facebook? So rectangular pieces of wood measuring 1 meter by 10 centimeters are bought to build the fence. Now I know what I need to do for it, but what would be cost we would need to build a fence if each 1 meter length costs $8? I know what I need to do for the question, but it seems like it's too much working. Seems like it's too much that's going on. So you need the total length. I'm also going to double check and make sure all the lengths are exactly divisible. 15 meters, 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter, 50 centimeters. Yeah, so divisible by 2. So you need the total length of all of them. All right, let's see if we can speed run this question. I need the total length of all the boards used in the fence. So just now I need to mute my Facebook. It's making a lot of noise. That's people sending in messages. I think it's muted. Right, good. It's muted. So the total length I would have from in 15 meters, if it's every 40, 10, 40, 10, 40, 40, 10, 10. Every meter there's 1 post. Now there's I guess the gate is to show you that the initial pole, there's no initial pole. So the number of spaces and poles are the same. I guess that's what I want to show you. So this is 40, 10, 40, 10. So this is 1 meter here. So in 15 meters, I expect to get 15 poles and 15 spaces. 15 poles and 15 spaces, because that's another meter, and that's straight up to 15 meters. So this is a situation where the number of poles and number of spaces are actually equal, because they removed the first pole. I guess that's what the gate is for. Is that what they're trying to show you with the gate? Maybe that's what they're trying to show you the gate. There's a lot of vagueness going on with these questions, right? And in SEA, they really try not to be vague with their questions. So each pole is 10, so that's 15 times 10. And each space is not 1, it's 10 less than 1 meter. Each space is 40 plus 10 plus 40. So each space, hang on, I'm not even interested in the spaces. I'm just interested in the number of poles. I'm just interested in the number of poles. I just want to find out how much the poles cost. So 50 meters equal 15 poles. And I also have 15 short poles. So 15 long poles and 15 short poles. And the 15 short poles is... And since everything is 10, I'm just going to say 15 times 1. And remember, I'm really interested in the length of the pole. So 15 times 1 and 15 times 0.5. Now, that's causing a problem now. Why is that causing a problem? Because the poles are sold in entire 1 meter lengths. Not a very nice question. Why are they doing this to students? 15 plus 7.5. So that's the length of all the long and short poles. 1, 2, and 15 of these, and then 1, 2, and 15 of those. So great. And now I have 2 lengths going right across. That's a 15 going this way and another 15 going that way. Yes, I do. So plus 2 times 15 meter length. So that's 30 plus 30 plus 30. So all in all, I have 30 plus 15 plus 7.5. That's 52.5 meters. Now, the poles are... I'm going to double check this and see if you all can see what's happening. Now, these are requested questions. Everybody locked in? I calculated the length of this pole that went across here. This, I'll call it, what do they call it? They call it wood, pieces of wood. This piece of wood that went across, it's 15 meters. Are you getting to see my pencil? Yeah. Then there's another one on top. That's the next 15 meters. Then there's 1, 2, there's 15 of these posts. So that's 15 times 1. And then there's 15 of these shorter posts. So that is 15 times 0.5. All righty. All of them are 10 centimeters in length. So I don't need to really worry about any of that part. 10 centimeters in width, I wanted to say. So I have 52.5 at the end of the day. This is 22.5 and 30, so 52.5. So I need, to the nearest meter, I need 53 meters. And the cost is going to be, each meter length costs $8. So it's going to be 53 times 8, which is, we still have 500 people in the dance. 53 times 8 is, 8 3s are 24 and 8 5s are 40. 424 dollars for this. So that's my answer for this question based on what I understand with the question. Let's give it one last double check. They want the rectangular piece of wood 1 meter by 10 centimeters. I bought to build the fence. What would be the cost of the wood needed to build the fence? I need 15 this way, 15 this way, 15 groups of 1 again, and then 15 groups of 7.5. So I need 15 plus 30 plus 7.5. The 7.5 is a problem because I could only buy them in whole lengths. That's all she wrote. Let's keep moving forward. Would this question come for SEA? No way. Not like that. No, the ideas tested in this question can come. So I guess that's what they're aiming at. I want to go in order of oldest so I can do the persons who sent the question first. All right, guys, hang off on sending questions. There's so many. You sent yours already. I did that. I didn't do this. I'm seeing something here with percentages and remainder and something. So what is this one? A message from section 3. Zara, Liam, and Noah. Zara, they shared 840 is the total. You see that 840 is the total, given Liam 0.3. So Liam gets 0.3. Zara gets 20%. And Noah gets the remainder. Noah gives more money to, so they have the same amount. So it's the same amount question where they distribute to each other. All right. Everybody wants to have the same amount. How much money did Noah give to Leah and Zara? So let's find their fractions first. What's the total? The totals. Can this come for SEA? Yeah, totally. This is our SEA line, very in line with SEA here. $840. So Zara is, do I want to get all of them in terms of fractions? I think I do. 20% is a member of the fifth family, is 1/5. Liam is 3/10, and Noah is remainder. So far, we have a ban hammer coming. As I do some questions, some people say ban time. No, I'm not seeing anybody to ban. Not seeing anybody to ban. They get away. So far, well, we have 1/5, which is actually 2/10 plus 3/10. Wait, we have a half, which is a half. So far we have a half. So the remainder, Noah gets the remainder, which is also a half. And what is this? He wants to give. So what's the fastest way to work this out? Right? 1/3. Nah, I don't want to go through the fractions and the thirds, so I'll actually go and find out how much each person gets. So Noah gets a half. I'll go ahead and find out how much each person gets. So Zara gets 1/5 times 840, which is 5 into 8, 1 remainder 4, 8, 4 remainders 8, right? 188. So Zara gets 188. That's not 4, that's 3. 5 into 8, 1 remainder 3. 5 into this 6 remainder 4, 8. 168. Liam gets 3/10 of 84, which is 84 times 3. 4 is at 12, 120, 252. All this arithmetic sickening, boy. 252. And Noah gets that 2 and 2 adds to 10. Good. Yeah, great. Noah gets half of that, which would be 420. Let's just double check that this is also 420. 8, 10, 1. 7 and 2, 1. Yeah, so both. So we're good. So this is how much each person get. Equal. If they were equal, everybody cooking so far? If they were equal, so I worked out how much. The first thing you have to do is this question is work out how much. This is definitely a section 3. I worked out how much Noah get, and then I got them as fractions. I have them as fractions, and I worked out the fraction of the whole to get each person's amount. And now Noah needs to distribute. So if they were equal, it would be 840 divided by 3. That's totally divisible by 3. 3 goes into 8 2 times, remainder 2. 3 goes into 24 8 times, so 280. Everybody should have 280. So the fastest thing to do would be to subtract 280 from these two to see how much they're supposed to get. So Zara gets 280 minus the 168. Yeah. Which is going to be 112. And Liam gets 280 minus the 252, which is going to be 28. And now I just want to verify that my answers are totally correct. Both of them get this from Noah. So I'm gonna add this up and subtract it from Noah and see what happens. 112 and 28 is 140. 420 minus 143, 280, which is the, yes, so it's correct. So that's how you do that question. It was a lot going on there. Just to recap what we did with that question, that section 3 question. The first thing I did was made all of them into fractions, and I found out what is the remainder fraction. It turned out to be a half. Then I found each fraction out of the quantity. So Zara, Liam, and Noah, I found out how much they get. That changed it into one of those equal sharing questions. There's somebody I need to ban. I'll behave on yourself. Behave on yourself. I think you already get banned, actually. Hi, Zara, make it into a question. So after I found the quantities, I divided by 3 to find out what is the equal share that everybody should get, and I just subtracted to find how much they need to get from Noah. And that was the end of that. Let's go look for our next question. Next question. All right, I did that one. taxi service. I did that one already. Yeah, I already clocked on 4 questions. Very nice. Very nice. Why can't I paste? A bag of Jello cups. So our next three, hey, this is the same Zara. Zara making it in real questions here, boy. Mel, Ian, and Zara. Mel received 4 of the Jello cups. Mel received 4 of the Jello cups plus 2 more. 0.4 of the Jello cup. I don't understand this question. I don't know what they mean by 0.4. Is it that they're trying to say 0.4? So I hate this question. I hate everything about this because they didn't put the 0. So that means somebody make up this, and whoever make up this and they didn't even care to put the 0. I don't want to do this no more. So I ain't feeling it. I still, we're not trying to decipher. A bag of Jello cups was shared among you. I think they meant that this person got 0.4. You all think that's what they meant? 0.4, like a certain fraction, a decimal fraction of the Jello cups plus 2 more. Ian received 50% of the remainder plus 8 more. This person is phrasing this very weird. If Zara receives 54 Jello cups, how many were there in the bag at the first place? So they put Mel, Ian, and thing. I think I understand what they're trying to do, but I don't like it. So Mel receives 0.4. What do you all think? Let me see what my class thinking. You all stop being distracted if somebody writes 67, the whole class distracted and saying ban this one, ban that one. That person you're talking about, he get banned long time. Long time. Or you're still talking ban, and he get banned. Focus. So I think they meant 0.4 here. So fraction family, that's 2/5. A lot of fifths show up today, boy. 2/5, Ian gets a half of the remainder plus 8 more. If Zara receive 54 Jello cups. So it's an equal sharing with some extra spice. Unequal sharing. So the concept is good. It's just probably the statement. So Mel received 2/5 of the Jello cup plus 4 more. So 2/5 plus 4. And Ian receives half of the remainder. What's the remainder? The remainder is 4/5. No, 3/5. What am I saying? So the remainder is 3/5, right? After this 2/5 went, the remainder is 3/5. So half of remainder is going to be 3/10, right? Half times 3/5 is 3/10. All right. So who received that? Ian. Ian get 3/10 plus 8 more. And Zara get the rest. So, and did they give us the? Oh, Zara get 54. And that's it. How many Jello cups were there in the first place? So this is what we have. So everybody understand the brainstorming I do here. So Mel got 2/5. Ian received half of the remainder. So half of 3/5 is 3/10 plus 8 more. Mel had this plus 4. And Zara get 54. So I'm going to remove all these numbers. Actually, I can't remove all those numbers. I need to find out what fraction this represents because I don't have the total. I was going to remove the numbers from the total and then work out stuff, but they actually want to find out how much it have in the beginning. So I need to get a fraction to represent that quantity. I desperately need a fraction to represent that quantity. Oh boy, so how am I going to do that? Half of the remainder plus 8 more. So a way that I can do this is if Ian receives half of the remainder plus 8 more, it means Zara receives half of the remainder minus 8. So Zara received 3/10 minus 8. Understand? So Zara has 3/10, which is half of the remainder, less 8. So use their same statement. So 3/10 less 8. So 3/10 of the remainder. 3/10 of the total, sorry, minus 8 is equal to 54. So 3/10 is equal to 54 plus the 8. I'm adding back on the 8. So 3/10 would be equal to 62. So I think I'm cooking there. The only problem is 62 is not divisible by 3, which is kind of messy, because 54 is divisible by 3, but not 62. And I'll have to divide by 3 sometime along. So let me go and just double check and make sure I didn't make any mistakes. A bag of Jello cups was shared among 3 children, Mel, Ian, and Zara. Mel, Ian, and Zara. Mel received 0.4, that's 2/5. Good. Plus 2 more. Why do I have 4 more? But I don't think that does anything. Plus 2 more. Ian receives 50% of the remainder, plus 8 more. So 3/10 plus 8. Zara receives 3/10 minus 8. So 3/10 of the 3/10 of everything, or half of the remainder, which is 3/10, yes, minus 8. So there seems to be an issue in the question, because 62 isn't divisible by 3, and I'll have to divide by 3. I don't think I did anything wrong. I'll checking it over one more time. Everybody follow it with me. A bag of Jello cups was shared among 3 children, Mel, Ian, and Zara. Mel received 0.4. I'm hoping that this is 0.4. 0.4 is equal to 2/5 of the Jello cups. So she receives 2/5 plus 2/8 plus 2. I think this may be where my issue is. Ian receives 50% of the remainder plus 8 more. So he got 3/10. What is 3/10 of the total minus? Let's go through with a walk-in statement. I'm trying to avoid using algebra to solve it, so I'll use a walk-in statement. Now, watch this, eh? Mel got 2/5 plus 2. Ian gets 3/10 of the remainder. Now, so far, the remainder is 3/5, but there's an additional 2 that I didn't account for. So I need to add back that 2 before I get that 3/5. Or minus the 2, then get the 3/5. So Ian gets 3/10, of the total, which is total, but there's an extra 2 that this person gets, of the total minus 2, and then you need to add 8 to that. Great. Zara gets it a little different. She gets 3/10 of the total minus 2, but you need to subtract 8 from that. And Zara gets 54. So 54 is 3/10 times the total. Maybe this will help me get the divided by 2. Minus 2 minus 8, and then I'll check the numbers afterwards. Oh yes, Father. 54 plus 8 is 62, is 3/10. Who come up with this question by total minus 2? And three-tenths of the total minus 2. So this is 62 is equal to 3/10 of, it's still not working out, 3/10 of the total minus 3/5. Yeah, it's still not working out. I'm still getting a fraction. I'm still getting 10 over, I'm still not getting it to divide by 3. Still not getting it to divide by 3. So I'm going to try a block method, and then I'm going to use algebra if I'm not able to get it out. Let's see. All this built on the premise that 0.4 means 0.4. Eh? Otherwise, I could just be working on something that unworkoutable. One last effort, one last go at this. So they started off with Mel. Mel received 0.4 4. So 2/5, I want to draw a bar and put mel here and divide it into, I'm going to divide the bar in, I'm going to divide the bar into 10 parts. And then this into 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So Mel received 0.4 plus 2. Here, I need to put this plus 2 like this. Ian received 50% of the remainder, so I need to divide this into 2 now. After I have added 2. Ian received 50% of the remainder plus 8. So 50 plus 8. That's Ian. And this is the remainder for who? Zara. So this is Zara. And this is Mel. All right, so this is what we have so far. Mel got 2/5 plus 2. Ian got out of the remainder, he got a half of that. So this is a half of the remainder, plus 8, and Zara got a half of the remainder, minus the 8. So I'm going to work backwards and see what happens. So Zara minus 8, this is equal to half of the remainder. So half of remainder minus 8 is equal to 54. If I add back the 8, I get 62. And that's half of the remainder. So the remainder is equal to 62 times 2, which is 128. I hope this works out. So this is 128. 128 plus 2 will be 3/5. So 128 plus 2 is equal to 3/5 of the whole thing. 3/5 of total. Is 128 plus 2 is 130. So 3/5 represents that. So the whole is 130 times 5/3. I'm still not getting. Am I supposed to get a decimal? Why? I think this is as accurate as it can be. This is as accurate as it can be. Let me just double check and make sure I didn't add or subtract when I'm supposed to subtract or add. So Zara got half of the remainder minus that little 8. So I added back the 8, and that represents half of the remainder. So that means the whole remainder is 128. And that's 2/5 plus 2. So 130 represents 3/5. Yeah, 130 represents 3/5. So the whole a multiplication killing me here, boy. So 124, 126. Yes, I'm getting a division by 6. So 124, 126. So 62 times 2 is 125. I don't know why I put 128. So this is 126, so 3/5. It might work out after all. 126 is divisible by 3, so this is 3 into that. 42 times 5 is 208. So I'm not too sure with this question. I may have to back work it to double check. Half of the remainder minus 8 is 52. Half remainder is 62. When I add the half of the remainder is 54 plus 8 is 62. 62 times 2 is 124. So it did divide by 3 after all. And then I needed 2. So this is 124. So if I add on this, it's 126 total, right? I add on the 2. So this is 126 total. So that 126 must represent 3/5. 3/5 represents that. What y'all think? 3/5 represents 126. So 126 multiplied by 5 over 3. So it's a little too difficult for SEA because I feel like algebra is the fastest way to work this out. And I had to use like a bar method here to figure it out without algebra. If this works. 210. This is 210, right? So 42 times 5 is 210. So let's double check these numbers and see if it works out. 210. Mel got 2/5 plus 2 minus the 2, and then find 2/5 of that. So I get the 208. No, it's plus 8. 2/5 plus 2. Oh, finally 2/5, add 2 afterwards. Okay. Yeah, it is looking pretty good, and it is looking pretty good. It is working out. It is working out. So, all right, yeah. I would rate this a little too difficult for SEA. If it comes for SEA, teachers mightn't like this question at all. Nah? Where you all get this question from parents? That one was a dread one. It feeling like it could come on SEA in a really bad day. Like if SEA is having a really bad day. It isn't feeling too bad in terms of coming on SEA. How it's written though is another question. All right, let's do another one. The next question was 4 fractions are written on the cards below. Write the fraction in the correct place and the number line. All right, I don't know how this one get end up in this. We're supposed to be doing the toughest are the toughest, the hardest are the hard. Explain the strategy. I guess this is the part they really want. Write the fractions in the correct place. So 2/3, half. The strategy would be to change all of them in LCM. So the strategy would be to use LCM to order them. That's now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divided by 6 here. So let's use LCM. And this is 6/4. Very strange. So let's use LCM. So this is 2/3. I want to change all of them into no, this is how they divided by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's unorthodox. So usually divided into 5s or 10s. Usually divided into 5s or 10s. So that they do that, that's a reason they do that for, right? So I'm gonna go with the LCM as 6, but I feel this can reduce. This is 3/2, and this is 1/6. So this is 1 and 1/6. So I can get all of them to be LCM 6, right? So the LCM, I'm going to aim for 6. So 2/3 is really 4/6. A half is really 3/6. And 3/2 is really, I need to multiply. That's a 2. I need to multiply this by 3, so I get 9/6. And then this is 1 and 1/6, right? So 1 and 1/6. So by having the LCM as 6, it's very easy for me to now to place them. A half will go here, 3/6, 1, 2, 3. So this is a half. 2/3, that's 4/6, will go here. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And 9/6 will go 6, 7, 8, 9. 9/6. And 1 and 1/6 will go here. Or 1 and I put 9/6, but you need to put the original thing that they had. So yeah, they had a half originally. They had 6/4, right? 6/4. And this one is 1 and 2/12. So the strategy, one, focus, everybody, lock in. I have to put somebody only asking me to ban people on a timeout. Lock in. So if you're not focused and you keep asking me to ban, you getting banned too. You're distracting. I'm trying to read the comments. Great. All right. Yeah, so the strategy was the strategy used. I'm not going to write strategy used. I only have 4 lines. I'm going to make use of the 4 lines. By using a common denominator of 6, I am able to map the numbers onto the grid that has divisions for every 1 out of 6. So that's the main strategy there. Comparing the numerators, the number can be ordered. So once the denominator is the same, I can just compare the numerators to order the denominator. I can also represent this as 1 and 6. So this is 7 out of 6. And you want to show that you did the lowest common denominator. As the common, not the lowest common denominator, but the common denominator was 6. Next, I now see why that one was picked. It is a very intriguing question indeed. That could definitely show up for SC. That is actually a marvelous question. 10 out of 10 question. So in the number line below, what fraction lies at point B? What fraction lies at point B? Everybody lock in. Give your answer in its simplest form. So to find this, you want in between, you want the midpoint. To find the midpoint, the strategy for that is simply to add and divide by 2. Add and divide by 2. If you want the middle of this, you add it up and you divide by 2. Now it started at 1/10, which is a little messy. So it's best to just add and divide by 2 rather than to doing any kind of fancy maths here. So it's exactly in the middle, right? So it's middle. So it's the midpoint is going to be 1/10 plus 1/6 divided by 2. 1/10 and 1/6 common denominator is 30. So that is 3 out of 30 plus 5 out of 30 over 2. So this is 8 out of 30 divided by 2, or 8 out of 30 multiplied by 1/2, which is 4 out of 30, which is 2/15. Now I need to double check this because I'm doing stuff in my mind and I could end up messing up myself here. So 1/10 plus 1/6, 3/10 plus 5/30, which is 1/6. 8 divided by 2, half, 4/30, 2/15. 2/15 sounds reasonable. This is 3/30, and this is 5/30. So in between will be 4/30, which is 3. Makes perfect sense. Yeah, so we're good. 4/30. In between 3/30 and 5/30, 5 6s, is 4/30, which is the same as divide by 2, 2/15. Next question. Let's see what's cooking next. So that question was from Alexander. Alexander, you sent some beautiful questions. Let's go look at this question from Ram Bali. Name the shape formed a hexagon, each small square. What is the, oh, well, you already got it correct. So why are you sending this one? A line of symmetry. All right, I don't think this is a difficult question. I'm not seeing any tricks in this one, so I'll just skip this one out. Skip this one out, Rambali. Petal. Petal's offering is this question. So let's see what Petal is up to. The length of 5 triangles when placed alongside each other is equal to the length of the eraser. Calculate the length of the pattern formed by the triangles below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's important to know that this new pattern has 7 triangles. And this represents 5. And it looks like you need to get pretty exact with this. I don't like when it's not pointing into exact spots. This is feeling kind of, it's kind of scary. So I'm not like, it's not pointing like an exact spot. This is like 11.9 maybe. And this is like 5.4. Is that giving a 5? 11.9 minus 5.4. Yeah, I'm getting a 5 there. Getting a 5 there, so that's good. That's good news. And this is 6. I'm getting 6.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. Let's just make sure this is 5.4 and this is 11.9. Could also be 11.8. Are you getting 6.5? I'm getting 6.5. So 5 triangles. Okay, 5 triangles equals 6.5. 1 triangle would be 6.5 over 5, and 7 triangles is 6.5 over 5, which seems like I have no choice but to do that, which is what, 1.3? 6.5 over 5 multiplied by 7. I'm hoping that I measured that correctly. 1.3 times 7 is 9.1. 9.1 centimeters. Is it centimeters? It's centimeters. All right, so nice question. It's just that I'm not too sure where the eraser maps up. So that's my best answer for that. Let's see what Ava is up to. Ava Figaro. Ava Figaro. Oh, you are sideways sender. Another sideways sender. I need to start to not do the sideways senders. Mr. Tim wants the fancy plot of land as shown below. He wants to use fence and post. Another fence question. They're really overdoing the fence question in a certain workbook, and that is making people panic about poles and space questions. Mr. Tim wants the fence and plot of land as shown below. He wants to use fences 6 meters, 1.5 meters wide, costing $30 per meter to plot around the land. I don't understand. $30 per meter. I guess that's for width 6 meters high around there. What is the total cost of fancy piece of land? Yeah, so this question has a little problem with it that I'm spotting. Because they're saying $30 per meter. So why give me the height of the fence? Mr. Tim wants the fence, a plot of land as shown below. I'm not seeing any reason for the height of the fence. This class is finishing 12 o'clock in the night. He wants to use a fencing sheet 6 meters high by 1.5 meters wide, costing $30 per meter to put around the land. What is the total cost to fence a piece of land? So I have no choice but to ignore the height. There doesn't seem to be any reason to have the height, right? I'm not seeing any reason to have the height. I have to pay attention to this gateway here, which is 9684. So that's 12. Gateway is 12 meters. So I'll just subtract that from my perimeter, or don't include it. So my perimeter, I'll just add that up, right? Perimeter. I have no idea why they did this. So it's just crazy because they said the fencing sheet $30 per meter, And then they give 1.5 meter. So what's the whole point of having a fencing sheet? I feel they meant to put per meter squared and they wanted you to square all this and work it out. I'm not going to do this question. So error in the question. Error in the question. If the question ignores h, we'll just have to find the total perimeter, subtract the 12, and find out how many meters you have and multiply by $30. But there's a problem with this. There's a problem with this. Okay, so I'm going to leave that question. I don't know where you get that question from. The font and all looking a little suspicious. And we're going to go on to this question here. So there's something going wrong with that question. Now, remember, human beings do make up these questions. So if you're not seeing like a SEA question, and even SEA questions have errors. Write the correct number in each shape below to complete the number sentences. All right, so this is your distributive law. They subtracted 1. So hello, what are you doing? 119 plus something is equal to plus 1. And then you put 200. Isn't this the same question that we see happening a million times? 200 times 75 and you minus, 200. 1 and 200. That's a very popular question. I thought they would come with a next twist. We did that question already, actually. So somebody sent me a whole plan of a bedroom here. I come on here to do the hardest questions, and I didn't come on here to work out somebody's bed house plan and all kind of thing. What they're really doing in these practice booklets. Oh my God. What is this? This is what you're putting on your children through. Nah. We cannot be, we need to come together as a nation and decide what it is really doing with our 11-year-olds. Because what is this? What is this? The floor plan of Zeta's house is shown below. What fraction of a house is the garden perimeter? And it's phrased badly too. What fraction of a house? What do you mean of a house? What fraction of the perimeter of a house? Rachel, wherever book you get that in, just put that book to the side, please. Just put that book to the side, because what in the world is this? Anybody? Oh Lord, let me just take a walk around now, boy, because I don't know again. Oh, yes, Lord, give me the strength, Lord. Woo! All you get is for the exams or anything? Anybody? Where this come from? Rachel, how you gonna do the kids them this, boy? How you do me this? Oh yes, Father. Oh yes, Father. What is this? The students in the class are divided into nah, Rachel. Rachel, I don't Rachel, I don't know what to see. I don't know what to see. Anyhow, we're going on with the next question. Yeah, this is things to, if I let's see this come, I'll just go and talk to a lawyer one time and see how you can file a lawsuit or something against the maker of that question. The total cost of the construction of a house, of a house. I thought they was talking about the same house to a SCAD. 25% of the original estimate was for the labor. During construction, the cost of labor increased by 50%. If the cost of materials remains the same, what percentage of the new estimate is the new cost of labor? Wow. Love this. This is a nice percentage increase question. We went from terrible to very good. I'm not immediately thinking of what I would want to do. There's a few things I can do because they gave me the total. It would be nice if they didn't give you the total and give you something to work out. That would have been very intriguing. All right, so 25% of the original estimate was for the labor. During construction, the cost of the labor increased by 50%. If the cost of material remained the same, what percentage of the new estimate is the... So we could work it out the long way. Let's work it out the long way since they gave us the 240, right? So 25% of the original estimate was for labor. So labor, but I'll just leave it in format. labor is 25%, which is a quarter of 240000. During construction, the cost of labor increased by 50%. So new labor cost turned out to be 50% more than that. So a way to do that is 1.5 or 150 over 100, or 3 over 2 multiplied by the quarter, multiplied by 240000. So that's in new labor. If the cost of the materials remain the same, what percentage of the new estimate is labor? There's a way to work this out. Like I know there's a way to do this without going into it. I just can't think of it right now, but sorry, my mind's shut. There's a way to work it out without actually having to do any working. Maybe I'll think of it just now. So 2, 4, 8 into this is 3. 3 is 9. So you have 90,000 is this. This one is 80,000. No, labor increase. This one is not 80,000. This one is 60,000. So it increased. We can see that it increased by 1.5 here, right? If the cost of materials remain the same, so materials would have been 240000 minus 60,000, which is 180,000. And that's your cost of your labor, your materials, which is 3/4. Yep. So new percentage would be the 90,000 out of the total. New total is 27, because I need to add 9 to this, which turns out to be 1/3. So it turns out to be multiplied by 100, which turns out to be 33 1/3%. There's a way to do this, boy. There's another way to approach this. 25% increase by 50%. There's another way to do this, but yeah, 33 1/3% is the answer. So let's go forward. Maybe if I wasn't given I did this question already, so I'm not going to do this again. I did this one already. This is an SEA question. I have another lines, poles and spaces coming up, right? So don't worry, poles and space people. That's it. I finished. Let's reload my page. I don't think I'm finished. I think there's way more. Oh yeah, there's way more. I might be able to do all of them. Oh no, there's not way more, but there is more. So I'm seeing this question. Maybe I might have to come and do this question then, since I'm reaching to the end of the requests. The average mass of solid A and B, didn't I do this already? Of solid A and B is 1.6. The mass of solid C is 3 times the mass of average is 1.5. For the 4. Average of A and B is 1.6. Average for A, B is 1.6. And C, I did this already. C is 3 times D. What is the mass of solid C and D in terms of grams? Interesting. So I like it. The average mass of the 4 solids, A, B, C, and so this means we can find the total. From the time they give you the average of the 4 solids, you can find the total. So that may come in useful. So let's work that out. Total 1.5 times 4 is 6.0 kilograms. And the average of A and B. So we can get A and B out of the way. A and B is 1.6. So that means total mass for A and B would be 1.6 times 2, which is 3.2, right? Let me make sure I'm multiplying these things correctly, because right now I'm multiplying and getting all kind of wildness. multiply 4 by 2 just now and get 10, or 5 by 2 and get 10 or some kind of thing just now. 3.2 is kilograms. Yeah, so 3.2 kilograms. And then they gave us that unequal sharing kind of setup here, where C is 3Ds. So you have like C and you have like D. No, C is 3D. So you have like C is 3 blocks and D is 1, right? So missing is C and D, which is 6.0 minus 3.2, which is 2.8 kg. And 4 parts represent that. So 1 part would be 2.8 divided by 4, which is 0.7 kg. 0.7 kg. So what I want, what is the mass of solid C and D in terms of grams? Now, I don't know if they mean and in total. So C is equal to 3 times 0.7, which is 2.1, and D is equal to 0.7 kilograms, right? And hold on. Excuse me a minute for an introduction. Yeah, just had to ban a couple of people. Anytime you see somebody chat, just go on missing. They're on the outside. So the total for C and D is 2.8 kg. I don't know if that's what I want, or if C is equal to 2.1 and D is equal to 0.7 kilograms. Do they want it in grams or in grams? They want it in grams. So in grams, they want it in grams. You know, again, I decimal and multiply. So 2,800. Which one is the lighter one? It was just 700 grams, and this one would be 2,100 grams. I think they wanted it in grams. In grams. Cooking. I did this question already. Let's go on with the next question. All right, so we have Mala holding on our question here. Miles, what is the scene? What's the scene? So Mary sold mangoes at $6. So we have these mangoes making a resurgence. Just nice. When we finish it, that's going to be 12 p.m. Mary sold mangoes at $6 each. Customers who bought 2 mangoes from her were given 1 mango free. No customer bought more than 2 mangoes. At the end of the sale, Mary earned a total of 504 and 30 mangoes were given free. Oh, Mary sold mangoes at $6 each. I read the whole question and I didn't think of nothing there in the miles. Mary sold the mangoes at $6 each. Let me start back. Mangoes, $6 for one, right? $6 each. Customers who bought 2 mangoes from her were given, so it's a buy 2, get 1. So 2 plus 1, so you're getting that $12, right? So basically 3 mangoes at 12. No customer bought more than 2 mangoes. At the end of the sale, Mary earned a total of $504 and 30 mangoes were given free. Got it. How many customers bought only 1 mango? All right, so 30 mangoes were given free. So we had 30 of these types of packages. So if you get 30 free mangoes, that means we had these packages, and there's 3 in this group, right? You buy 2 and you get 1 free. So that means 3 times 30 mangoes were gone in this, right? So we had wait, just now it come in to me. We had, what I want to say, boy, 30 free mangoes means, did they say how many mangoes? No, they just said the money. So we need to go with the money. Okay, so it means we had 30 groups. All right, there's nothing to do with like the total number of mangoes, which is sad. 30 groups of buy 1 of the BOGO sale now. Buy 1, get 1 free. So we had 30 groups of that. So that means 30 times, and that is costing $12. 30 times 12. So that's $360 gone up in smoke there. And I just need to minus to get how much people buy one mango. It's going to be a lot. A lot of people bought one mango. 30 mangoes were given free. So we had 30 times 12. $360 went in that type of sale. And she $504. So the remainder is 504 minus the 360, which is 144. $144 came from the single sales. 144, and it's $6. So 6 goes into that 24 times 6 times 12 12 of 144. So bought one mango. The number of people who bought one mango is going to be equal to 144 divided by the $6. So one is just 24 persons. 24 is the answer. Definitely a SEA style question. Very strong SEA style question. All right. Stop sending me messages. You have to send it right on my chat. Send it on my chat, please. I don't go inside my Facebook messages. My Facebook messages is a very scary place. I would not be able to do anything if I watched my Facebook messages regularly. So what I do, Mala, nice question. I'm going to check your next question you just sent a minute ago. What I do is I have persons who go through my Facebook messages to answer every single one of them. Bella and her friends, why this question? This you sure is maths? This is looking like a SEA. This is not SEA, this is an ELA question. This is some kind of write a summary of the passage below. Bella and her friends went to the zoo. Yeah, there's some kind of story, right? They move half a turn in a clockwise direction from the birds to the zebras enclosure. Half a turn clockwise from birds to zebras. So I just gonna put zebra there one time. And a plane. Zebra getting hit down there one time. Oh, these questions is really do this kind of thing. They move half a turn in a clockwise direction from the birds to the zebras, right? Good. Then they move 90 degrees clockwise to see the snakes. Then they move 90 degrees clockwise to see the snakes, followed by a half a turn to see the fishes. Hold on. They moved half a turn in a clockwise direction. What did I do? I do quarter turn. I'm failing at my turns here, boy. Let's try this again. They moved half a turn in a clockwise direction from the birds to the zebras. Half a turn. This is, I don't know which direction they're facing. This is the problem. Let's try. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Half a turn in a clockwise direction. I am thinking maybe they were like facing this way and they move half a turn in a clockwise direction and then they went to the zebras. Let's see if this works. And then they move clockwise and went to the, maybe that's what they want you to do, like find the best way that it could work. Then they move 90 degrees clockwise to see the snakes. And then they went down, followed by a half a turn, if they're this way, half of a turn to see the fishes. Hold on. Half of a turn is 180 degrees. Wouldn't they end up right back where they went? They move 90 degrees to see the snakes, followed by a half of a turn to see the fishes. 90 degrees, snakes. Half of a turn mean walk backwards. Mala, I ain't too sure about this one, Mala. I think this person was trying to be very creative, but they end up in our problems. Did I just ban somebody? And I think I banned somebody, and I was the wrong person I banned. I'm so sorry. I think I banned the wrong person. So at lunch they move east to view the animals. After having lunch they move east to view the animals there. They then made a quarter turn into the lion's enclosure before leaving the zoo. A quarter turn to the lion's enclosure. They move east to view the east. And then they made a quarter turn. And this is the north, south, east, west. Yeah, boy. Mala, this question going through it. So the question really creative. I think that this question has a lot of potential, but the first thing they should do is tell you which direction they're facing. They should tell you which direction they're facing. I don't know where you get this one from. Too many errors, too many situations there. Yes, no, somebody send me a question on WhatsApp. Too many potentials. Yeah, so someone sent me this on WhatsApp and my class requested lines and spaces. Lines and poles and spaces, so I'm always interested to do some poles and spaces. So let's look at this question. How many more questions you all think I should do? Please send the questions to my Facebook post, on the post on Facebook. Please send the question to the post on Facebook. If you want me to do a question, let your parents know, send it to the post, not to my messages. So I did the last two I'm seeing from by Mala here. I saw Shelly and Khan. I'm seeing your question now. You wrote out a question, so I'll tackle that afterwards. Don't do any more. Do one more. I should do one more after this. 3 more. Are you ready? Are you ready, Fancy? Whoever come. When post was equal. We spaced around the property shown below from X to Y. The distance between the two adjacent posts was 4. A gate of width 8 meters was placed between X and Y. How many posts? All right, so some of these questions, the poles themselves have width. Like you have to include a width for the pole. When it's not given, you have to assume that the pole has no width. Like they're going from the center of the pole, right? So it's just spaces alone, really. Just the distance of the space you're counting. Fence posts were equally spaced around the property. The distance between any two adjacent posts was 4. We have a gate. So the number of posts will be 1 more than the number of spaces, because it's not enclosed. It's not enclosed. You have an extra post here and an extra post there. So even though it looks like it's going to enclose, it's not going to be enclosed. So a gate of width 8 meters was put here. So the perimeter is 2 times 40 plus 20, 2 times the length plus the width, 2 times 60, which is 120. Right, yes, that's correct. Yes, it is. And we minus the gate. So that's going to be 120 minus 8, which is 112 meters. 2 adjacent posts, 4 meters. So I divide by 4 to get the number of posts. So let's just double check that in my mind. That will give me the number of spaces actually, because if I have 2 meters here and I divide by 2, I will get 2 spaces. So this will give me the number of spaces. 112 meters. What I want, the number of posts. So yeah, divide by 2. So this is going to be all of a sudden I can't add. So I'll divide 56 spaces. And therefore number of posts is going to be 56 plus 1, which, did I divide by 2 or was I supposed to divide by 4? Supposed to divide by 4. My bad, guys. So 4 goes into this 2 times 3, 8, 28. So 28 plus 1 is 29 poles. The number of poles will actually be one more in this situation. Was there any more sent? Yes, so somebody, this is Shelly Ann Khan sent in this. Let's see if it's a complete question. Read this question and see if you can get it done. We still have 450 people here. So you're going to make me depressed with these questions. No. I did give a disclaimer. I'm saying that I'm doing the trickiest questions for people who wanted me to do the toughest questions. Whatever question was the nightmarish, the worst question ever for you in this essay season, you can send it on Facebook now. That's what I'm doing. I think one of the questions slowed me down. Another question with something more, and it was phrased really weird. Juice produced at a factory is packaged into 100 milliliters and 750 milliliter containers. 4 times as many 100 milliliter containers than 750 milliliter containers are filled every day. The factory uses 900 liters. That's the total to fill the 750 containers. For one day, how many liters of juice are filled at the factory from Monday to Friday? Oh God, real plenty. Shelly, real plenty going on with this question, boy. Real plenty. It doesn't seem bad. It seems like, yeah, definitely SCH though. 4 times as many 100 mLs as 750 mLs. So I don't really need to do an unequal sharing here. This is just straight up multiplication. 4 times the 100 than 750. So they actually told us how much 750 containers there were, 750 mLs. So number of 750, well, they didn't tell us, but we can work it out. Number of 750 mLs is equal to the 900 liters, which is like 900 times 1,000, which is 1,000 mLs, divided by the 750, right? That making sense, everybody? So 750 times 2 is, anytime you're dividing by, I'm trying to see what goes on in my mind when I see the number 750. I'm trying to give you all that technique here. I see the number 750 or 75. I know when I multiply by 2, I get 150, or in this case, 1,500. If I multiply by 4, I'll get 3,000. So like if I multiply the top and bottom by 4, this is really divided by 3,000. You understand? So this, when I see 750 in my mind, I'm like, instead of dividing by 750, I'm really dividing by 3,000, or 4 over 3,000 before it goes into the 750 times. Is that making sense? So that means that it's easier for me to divide now. I can be like 3 into this 300 times 4. So I'm getting 1,200 here. Anybody does this? Anybody does that with the 750? So we have 1,200 of these containers. And what was, how many liters juice are filled fill at the factory from Monday to Friday? Oh, this has a lot to go. We have to keep going. So this is 1,200 and 1,200 of the 750. And well, there's 4 times as many of the 100. So the number of 100 mLs is going to be 1,200 times 4, which is 4,800. And the volume per day, well, we already know the volume per day from this is 900,000 mLs. Well, let's put it back in liters. 900 liters. And this is how many liters? Plus, this is number of mLs, right? 1,200 times 4. Right, this is 4,800 times 100. And then I'll need to divide. So I need to keep it in mLs first, just to be consistent. Plus 1,200, 100 times the 4,800. A lot of numbers going on here. I'll recap this afterwards to just make sure. 900,000 plus extra zeros, 480,000, 4,800. So the total is going to be 9. Oh, I need to multiply this afterwards. I need to multiply this afterwards. So this is 1380 liters per day when I add the two up. And then I need to multiply this Monday to Friday by 5 days. So volume Monday to Friday is 1380 times 5, 0, 0, 4, 559, 156, 6,900 liters. That feel fair? Yeah. That is fair. 6,900. Now let me go back through this again to see what I did. Juice produced at the factory is packaged 100 ml and 750 ml containers. It's important to know that 1,000 ml is equal to 1 liter. And you have a ratio 4 times as many of this as that. The factory used 900 liters to fill the 750 ml. So I divided 750 divided by 900. And I was like cross, and 75 went into that 1,200 times. 15 remainder, yes, 1,200 times. So 1,200, I did a shortcut here to show you how to do that. 1,200 number of 100 ml will be 1,200 times 4, 4,800. Yeah, this was pretty tough. In terms of it, I had a lot of numbers to keep following. 4,800 times this 100 is 48. I made a mistake. No, I'm good. 4,800, 480,000 mLs plus 900,000 mLs from before. Change it to liters, add it up, and then multiply by 5. Cooking. Are they trying to send me off? So some people want one more. How many of you all able to go for like up till 5 o'clock? Anybody able to go till 5 or 6 o'clock maybe? Anybody able to go till longer? I'm trying to reload my page because I'm seeing people sending messages, but I can't see it for some reason. So Shelly Ann sent another one. I'll just grab Shelly Ann's question. No. So stop. Are you ready to just vibe? One more after this. One more after this. So Bob purchase mangoes at $300 a bag. The bag contains 100 mangoes. What's the time? Did I do justice? After opening the bag, she found 10 rotten mangoes. She repackaged the good mangoes into bags of 10 and sold each bag for $30. Was Bob's business plan profitable? Give a reason for your answer. What? Shelly Ann, what is this one now? Boy, Bob purchased mangoes at $300 a bag. The bag contains 100. How everything is mangoes at Shelly Ann? So why the last question was mangoes too? What is this? No, last question was. I feel like I do real mangoes today. She packaged good mangoes. So it only had 90 good mangoes because 10 rotten. She packaged good mangoes into bags of 10. So the number of bags is going to be 90 divided by 10. It's 9 bags. And the revenue or the amount of money she earned from this would be 9 bags times 30, which is $270. Was Bob's business plan profitable? So Bob get his mangoes, $300 a bag. The bag contains 100 mangoes. After opening the bag, she found Bob is a she. I know something was going wrong here. She packaged the good mangoes into bags of 10. Sold each bag for $10. 90, 10, 9 bags, 9 times 3. So each bag for $30. 9 times 3, 270. Not profitable. The cost price is more than the selling price. Made a loss of just now 1 second. Whole lot of time out there, my brother. made a loss of, well, you can see the loss, right? Minus the 270. $30. Cost $300 and you get $270 back. Okay, last question. Money Harry keeps saying, can you explain this? What? You keep saying, can you explain this? I'm not seeing what it is somebody's sending. Mala just sent me a question and said, last one, sir. I did one like this already, Mala. I did one just like this. Guys are feeling to do one more after this now. One more. Say one more in Spanish the earlier. Uno más. The box below contains some cubes. How many cubes of the same size are needed to completely fill the box? 2 centimeters. Well, you need to count how much you have so far and count how much you need in all. And since I'm seeing that it's, what I'm going to do is just divide each of these things by 2 and work it out. Is that making sense? I don't want to multiply the volume and divide by 2 at all. You always want to work it out ahead of, do your divisions and stuff ahead of time. With volume and length, you have to be very careful with volume and length. I can do it another way. Let me do the long way. So how many cubes are going to fit in this direction? 5, right? 5 cubes here. So you divide by 2. You're seeing that? And then there's going to be 3 cubes here because it's 6. It's 2 centimeters. 3 cubes. Yeah, this is explaining it really good. And 12 is going to be 6 cubes here. So the total is really 5 across times 3 up times 6 on the front there. 5 sheets are 15 times 6 or 3, 6. 5 sheets are 15 times 6, which is 90. $90 cubes. I find that's a lot, boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15. 15 cubes sitting in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. All right. No más, por favor. No más. This is abuse. Y'all, we had to stay strong. Somebody say strength. Hashtag strength. So 90 cubes. How much do we have so far? So far, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So far, we have 8 cubes. So how many more cubes of the same size are needed to completely fill? You subtract. Missing is going to be 90 minus 8 is 82 cubes. Yeah, they're not even spelling this strength properly, like we really. I say strength and somebody say hashtag weakness. All right, I want to stop, guys. I think they reached the end of the rope. We won't force another question. Well, we'll force one last question. It has to feel sensible, though. If you're able to get the question fast in the chat, we will do no more. If you're able to get all this question fast in the chat, we're gonna do no more. Here them, they're gonna call Child Protective Services. The shaded area on the grid represents Shane's backyard. The oval shaped pool is 37.5% of the backyard. Each grid block is 1 meter square. Shane wants to calculate the area that needs to be tiled. Except the pool, right? Except the pool. Now, what's the key with this question? The key is that 37.5% is a fraction. How much is the fraction? 37.5%. Who is that? Who is that? Talk fast, so be fast at a load up our next question. Are they taking too long in a sense? In the next question coming. Nicole's evaluated 3/8. So this is 3/8. So remainder, I'm not looking like no 3/8, so then make up that. Remainder 3/8 is very close to half. The overshare pool is 37.5. Them just make up that. Them didn't draw this thing to scale at all. The remainder would be 5/8, right? So he wants to tile 5/8 of his yard. So what they expect you to do, and the question is badly drawn, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 8, and hopefully that's 14. The area is going to be 8 times 14, and calculate the area of the area that needs to be tiled. Tiled is the remainder, so tiled is going to be 5 eighths times 8 times 14. The 8 will cancel. So it's 5 times 14, or 10 over 2 times 14. So 140 divided by 2 is 70 meters squared. 70 meters squared. Which it doesn't look like, because the pool is supposed to be way bigger if it's straight. So have an next class later? No, if we have an next class, we might as well just have, you know, do the question now. All right, guys, I'm not seeing any super intriguing questions in the chat right now. Oh, somebody sent something to Messenger and they just sent it in. Natalie, I don't know if you're still here. Natalie, you here? Alila, we just do this for Natalie now. She sent it in on messages earlier and missed the early train. A bus with passengers left San Fernando on a journey to Port of Spain at Cuba. 1/4 of the passengers dropped off and 5 new passengers boarded. Oh God, I'm sorry I pick up this question from Natalie. Looking like it's going to be a monster question. Shook on us, 1/2 of the passengers dropped off and 20 new passengers boarded. This is a very intriguing question. They didn't give me a question like this season. The people who make up the question for me, they left out this style. If the bus left Shogunas with 60 passengers, how many passengers did the bus leave San Fernando with? Whoo! A bus left San Fernando. Let's go through all of this. So it left Sando on a journey to Port of Spain. At Cuba, so San Fernando, Cuba, I'm just trying to get all it went. Then Shogunas, then to Port of Spain, I guess. So a bus with a passenger left San Fernando to Port of Spain at Cuba, then Shogunas. All right, good. And what was the information given? Shogunas, when it was about to leave, you had 60. Great. So it's an algorithm question then. So on the way out of Shogunas, you had 60. But what happened in Shogunas? At Shogunas, a half of the passengers dropped off. And then 20 new boarded. So we got 20 new, and then half dropped off. Good. Half dropped off. I just taking note of everything now. At Cuba, 1/4 dropped off, and then you got 5 new. And we need to back work now. Is that everything there, people? You all think you could do this question? Oh. Woo. And so yeah, so you want to get a lot of these fractions questions. You're trying to get fractions that represent a quantity. So Shogunas 20 came in after half dropped out. That's what I wrote, right? At Shogunas, half of the passengers dropped out. So let's get rid of this 20 that came in. So removing the 20, you will get 60 minus 20 is 40. And if half dropped out and you remain with 40, that means I could figure out the number that was here. Half dropped out would mean this is half. This represents half. And that's very easy to work out that, right? So half represents 40. Therefore, half represents 40. So the whole is 80. So there were 80 passengers, and I can verify this. 80 passengers will come in, half dropped out, so you get 40, and then 20 pop in, and you get 60. All right. And 5 came in here. Or 5 new passengers boarded. Just now, I want to verify this again. At Shogunas, 1/2 of the passengers dropped off. 20 came in. The bus left Shogunas at 60. Great. So 5 new passengers boarded. So at Kuva, when 5 boarded, you ended up with 75. Before the 5 boarded, you had 75. And a quarter of the passengers dropped out. Yeah. So if a quarter of the passengers dropped out, and this is the remainder, what is this? So the remainder is a whole minus a quarter, which is 3/4. I should put 4/4. So this is 3/4 represents this. So the whole, and that's a number fact. So the whole, we know that this will be 100 when you reciprocate. That's it. That's the answer. 100 was coming in. So 100 left Sando, a quarter drop out. So that's 25. From this is 75. And then you add 5, you get 80. So it's an algorithm question mixed with a fraction question. Yeah, I'm kind of sad that I didn't get to do one of this earlier on in the course in our Sunday sessions. A very nice question. So big up your whole self. Let's see, newest. People now starting to send real questions, boy. Nicks. Yeah, boy, it's time to wrap up, Ollie. It's time to wrap up. Somebody send a student hub question. If you're sending a student hub question, you have the just peeping into all the groups to see if I'm seeing any super intriguing question. Those of you all, if you have to go, you could go. I'll do the shout outs just now. There's a super interesting in unequal sharing that you all would be interested in seeing. Most of you all should be able to do it. Most of you all should be able to do it. What is unequal sharing? Anybody dropped out? No? You all still here? All you complaining, but they're still here. They're saying, sir, enough. Give me a chance. But they're still here. So all you're addicted to the questions. What's this question, guys? See if you can do this real fast. So they want to call you lawyers on me now. Anne and Chantal each receive a box containing the same number of cookies after Anne ate 9 and Chantal ate 17. So we did one like this, right? Anne, Chantal. Anne now had 3 times. 1, 2, 3 times how much Chantal has. But the original, and I draw a line here to represent the original, both of them were the same. Anne ate 9, Chantal ate 17 down. So what's the difference? The difference is 8. So the difference is equal to 17 minus 9 is 8. 2 of these blocks must represent 8. So 2 parts is equal to 8. So 1 part is therefore 4. 8 divided by 2 is 4. And what I want, how many cookies did each box contain? Oh, they want the original. So I could use Chantal to figure out the original. So the original is the 4, because this box is 4 here, this part. 4 plus 17, which is 21. 21. All right, people starting to dip. People starting to dip. I'll take that as enough is enough. So guys, I hope you all enjoy this season. Everybody enjoy the season. That's it all. Yeah, that's it. That's all. This season we had no drawings. Last season we had a whole bunch of drawings and stuff like that. This season we had no ruler. This was the no season, boy. No ruler, no drawings. We had some Sahara dust. This was a rough season. And this season, however, we did cook. Hashtag cook. And most of you all locked in. So we had a good bit of fun. I think we also had the most sessions. I think we had the most sessions because a lot of Sundays we did like 3 sessions. How many of you all were here from start to finish? We had a bunch of cake and ice cream as well. And in this season, we're going to have a student or multiple students who will get 100% in SBA Maths. I can sense it. Some of you all are super good, like really good. Really good. Big up everybody who was here from start to finish. Big up everybody who was here from start to finish. All of you all were here from the first. Jamali, or everybody who I'm clicking up here on the screen. So can I have a shout out here from the start when Monique said she don't like cake and roti? Me. So it was nice hanging out with the next generation of Trinidad and Tobago. Those of y'all who watch the stream afterwards. So why you choose to be a teacher? It was just something I was naturally good at. I studied mechanical engineering, but I was always teaching, and then I just leaned into teaching. I didn't follow up on the mechanical engineering. Bye, say I'm really going to miss you. Bye, guys. This is it until exam, you know. How many of y'all realize that? So feel free to say your tearful goodbyes. Oh. Whoa, it's raining in the chat. I just popped into the chat for reading. Blessings upon blessings. Until we meet again. Hi, Januska. Hi, Natasha and Aid Adana. Bye, Ria. And Celine. Austin. Bye, Liz. I know some of you all might be calling your parents' name here. Bye, Zuni. Caleb, you ready for essay to finish, boy? What y'all gonna do afterwards? Actually, we don't talk about that yet. We'll talk about that next day. Oh, Simone said she won't forget me. Don't forget me. Because they might see me again back in secondary school. That's actually my main thing. Sorry, people. Later, you would see the channel active again in a couple of weeks, but that will be for your CXE people who doing CXE. So if you see anything, that's for people who doing CXE, right? Love and blessings. So make a video for us to party. Yeah, we had to make a little music video or something. Later.